it was really important to bring a Beats to Portland because like that's what I wanted, that's what I missed, and no one was doing New Haven a Beats out here, and that's what I grew up eating. I mean, I grew up going to Pepe's, and Pepe's is, you know, it's a 15-ton coal oven. That's not possible, right? And so I'm trying to achieve something, and I'm not fully achieving it. You know, the deck to wood combo really recreates that process for me. You know, you want to taste a little bit of that soot. It's a fucking terrible business model, but it gets me pretty close to what I want.
The following podcast is a Pie to Pie production.
Every slice tells a story.
This episode is brought to you by Karen Spring Mills. It's not your average flour. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things, all qualities that I want in my dough and in my restaurant. They're here to help you bake your best. Better pizza, better future. This episode is brought to you by Maestro Sausage, the only sausage we use at Hot Tongue. They produce sausages specifically with pizzerias in mind, and you can tell. So if your sausage isn't hitting all the right notes, let Maestro lead the way. Flat iron pepper. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Stop finishing your pizza with crap. Head to flatironpepper.com and join the pepper flake revolution. Slice is building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. Like us, they are telling the stories of the independent pizza shop owners and ultimately creating tools that help the small guy compete with the big chains. This business can be lonely, but with Slice, you can be in business for yourself, not by yourself. I don't know about you, but like when I sell equipment, I don't have time to put something on OfferUp and then try to fucking fandango a deal with somebody. Like, I'm going to hit you with the lowest fucking price I will take. Yeah. And then if you even try to say, would you take this? I won't respond.
Yeah. Yeah, it's miserable. I mean, honestly, I've probably just like given shit away or thrown shit out because I just don't want to deal with your haggling and then you not showing up.
That's the thing. It's like having a full-blown conversation with somebody, taking time out of your day.
So
you got
annoying.
Kids, you got a business, and then somebody doesn't show up to buy up a piece of equipment. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Dude, it's like setting up interviews during like COVID for the people who were just trying to stay on unemployment but act like they were applying. Did you go through that shit?
Luckily, we didn't have a lot of turnaround.
Yeah, well, I just started up during COVID.
Well, yeah, then you're fucked.
Dude. And everyone would just waste. I'm like already like working like 18-hour days and, you know, brand new baby and everything. And then I'm like setting aside time for these interviews for people who just were using me to say that they, you know, reached out and to apply for a job so they could stay on unemployment. It was fucking miserable.
Yeah, unfortunately, so many people are miserable, you know? Having to deal with the public, and then
people are the worst.
They are. When was your baby born?
July 2020.
So my kid was born August 2020. Okay. And so we got pregnant prior to this fucking virus taking over. But like, how was your like pregnancy? Were you guys in full fucking lockdown? Did you get to be in the room? Like,
I was in the room. No family was allowed. We couldn't have any of that support. And I don't know about your parents, and my parents are amazing and great, but also like boomers in general were just like not great with the masks and everything. You're like, I have a newborn fucking kid. Yeah. Keep your mask on your face, and just like, I don't trust. It was hard to like trust everybody and all that shit. And yeah, it was like, your wife giving birth with like a mask on, and like, it was miserable for sure.
The first couple months was so tough with sleep. I thought like my son had colic. During COVID, no one's visiting, so we had like absolutely no help. Like we had no The funny thing is like they just like you deliver a kid, and then like they kind of just send you home with this thing. There's no instructions.
Once you deliver,
it's like later.
It's like Ghost Crew. They're like, oh, you're not dying? Cool, we'll be back in 18 hours.
We got home and we were literally like, what? Like, what now? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They're just a blob.
Yeah.
You just watch a blob all day.
Yes, and but the blob still needs like
Yeah.
a lot of attention.
For sure.
How did you, was it tough managing being a new dad and opening up this thing in the deep depths of COVID?
Yeah. I mean, dude, so my kid we opened this. My kid came a month early, but I launched this as a pop-up. And then my kid came like 10 days later. And so it was just pure miz. Like it was rough. And so, yeah, there was just, no sleep. And my kid nobody was allowed inside. So my wife was here and we had like little baby mats and a little gate set up. And we just,
Well, that's kind of nice.
that was cool for sure. Yeah. I mean, those memories are dope. But I mean, I was mixing and, rolling and shaping dough in the mornings and literally lugging out an entire kitchen to do this outdoor pop-up every day and resetting up an entire, new operation every day and then prepping everything and then, firing up the ovens and then working service. And that oven was that's a hand-me-down. Like I've fixed that up a lot, but that was rough. It had like giant divots in it. So like I could bake like 2 pies at a time and I would like rip them hard and it was.
Would it just
and
roll
then
out of a door?
Wash the dishes after every service at night and then
All by yourself?
It was like me and like one guy helping me make the pizzas for a couple hours and then one guy taking orders. And that was for the first while. I didn't pay myself for like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 months.
Of being open and just in the
Yeah.
pop-up?
Pop-up was like, what was it, like 3 months, and then we were able to start moving inside.
Was that always the plan? Because we're sitting in a very...
There was no plan.
No, there was no plan.
There was no plan.
What about getting this oven? Like...
So that's, I mean, I hit up one of the, my original person who I started this with, the partner, and I don't have any partners now, but that lasted like a month at the most.
Wow, really? And you were like, yo, this ain't working.
It was a weird situation. But like they pretty much, I was the exec chef for their catering company and they were trying to like pay me with the PPP from that to get this going. And then they wanted me to build like 6 ghost concepts for that catering kitchen and run and operate this while being a newborn dad, doing everything myself. And then once this started to gain a little traction, like they wanted me to move this into their ghost kitchen as a pop-up and give me IP for it.
Yeah.
Which is, nothing, worthless. Yeah. Or I can pay them back everything that, they put into it. And if I fail, I fail. And it's in the middle of COVID and there's no other options. And, they wish me the best and X, Y, and Z. And so it was like a weird game of chicken with like a person that I thought was like a partner that me and them were like, in it together. And I didn't swerve. And I took him up on it and I was like, fuck you, I'm going to make this work. And paid him back everything plus other random invoices that were definitely not stuff I owed him for, real. But just got him out of there and slowly but surely, moved everything in here and set it up and kept on rolling.
That's crazy.
The landlord, the guy who owned this building, he was awesome. He doesn't own the building anymore, but he was dope and he gave me free rent for like 6 months. He's like, I'm just glad people aren't shitting in my parking lot. Like you're occupying the space when the world is burning. So, so that gave me a little runway. Yeah, I started with $6,000.
You started with $6,000, but how much did you have to pay them back?
Probably like 30.
30 G's?
30. And then, and then I just kept I took all of the sales, all of the profits, anything that we were making, and I just kept putting it back in and didn't pay myself, for a very long time. And then, and then we just got, we got lucky. I mean, we make really good food and, I take a lot of pride in what we do and how we do it. And I'm super like uncompromising in the process and the product and what we're about and what we sell. But a lot of great places that do really good work they failed and that didn't, so there's luck. And I never, who gets to start a restaurant with $6,000 and sweat? Not a lot of people.
I think a main thing we talk about a lot on the podcast is hard work, obviously. And luck is something that comes up a lot. It came up in when we were talking to Candy yesterday from Turning Peel.
Yeah.
And listening to people's journeys and people talk, it's like there's always got to be luck, right? Timing's always got to be good. Anything could happen. COVID is a great example of how there was huge triumphs in such a fucking shitty time.
Yeah.
But also, like, there is no luck if you don't make it. You don't blaze your own path. You aren't when that right timing meets hard work. That's all those things that they say. It's like you have to be well conditioned, well ready, like have the knowledge, have the wherewithal to know that you can do these things. You will work through it. Like that's why, like you say, like great restaurants fail, right?
Yeah.
And they do. You watch it all the time.
Yeah.
But there's also got to be a failure and breakdown in like how much somebody wants to work. There's all these restaurants closing in Los Angeles, and I feel like there's a story that's not being told behind the scenes of maybe like this restaurant's been open for 75 years and maybe this family's tired. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with really X, Y, and Z. Maybe they're just fucking done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
they're not able to mix and roll and shape the dough every single morning or whatever anymore. They got old bones.
They got old bones, or like somebody's like the kid,
or they're just emotionally and mentally done.
100%.
And just like, I can't go back to the sweat equity aspect of, and that's the thing. I think a lot of businesses, like the businesses I love and that I frequent the most, like the owner's there. You're putting it in. You're putting in the work, and like you are part of the culture. You're part of like why guests come to see see you in the space and interact and, watch you make your food, and they want that. They don't want, anybody trying to represent, what's happening. And so, for sure, I've always been like, that's been like my I mean, I'm a well-educated person. I'm smart. I went to business school and, did all that to not be in food because my mom owned a restaurant for 15 years and I saw that life and I'm like, nope. But like, I've always been a hard worker. That's always been something I pride myself on. Like, I want to be, the best in every station and aspect of the prep and lead by example. If we're on a busy night and we're doing 250 pies, like I'm happy to be there stretching every single pie and making sure that like it's going in the oven. And I want my guys to know that like I'm there with them because they care more.
Yeah.
You get more out of people when they can relate to you and they can see that you are there doing it. But also like if I got to be on the line for the rest of my life, I'm happy stretching pizzas, I've worked saute, pasta, grill, whatever. Pizza's fun.
Yeah.
I'm down. Yeah.
How often are you on the line? Every day?
No, I'm more in like prep and production. And unfortunately right now I'm just in this sort of miserable, like logistical management space because, we're building out next door.
Yeah.
And so there's just like, I own this 100%. I don't have any partners or anything. So like I've got to make all the decisions and purchase all the equipment and talk to contractors and architects and do all the hiring and, figure out pro formas and timelines and shit I don't want to be doing.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be working the line with the guys or working on new seasonal specials and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like the busier you're going to get or like when that opens
totally.
up, you'll probably be less and less in the kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always like fixing a toilet or like,
Dude,
some shit like that.
You get all the fun
like,
stuff, dude.
Yeah. It's fine. Like I said, like if I'm not going to do it, why do I expect someone else to do it?
Of course.
But, yeah, no, it's definitely like the more, you take on, the less you get to cook and do the stuff that you're in there to do.
Some of us in the pizza industry might only know Slice from the online ordering app, which is still around, but Slice is doing a lot more these days. They're building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. They're telling the stories of pizza shop owners, creating resources, and ultimately products that help the smaller guy compete with the bigger chains. Slice now has an integrated POS system that's specifically designed for pizzerias. They're doing stuff like SEO, marketing, and full website build-outs, along with custom box pricing that you are going to get probably way lower than what you're paying for right now. They have a ton of resources for every owner. Buying power is a huge thing, especially when you're talking about big chains. And what Slice allows you to do is negotiate with suppliers and vendors to get a lower rate. That's what the Slice network allows. There's 24/7 tech support for customer care, and an extension of your staff is what they call it. This business can be lonely, as you all know if you listen to this podcast, but it doesn't have to be. With resources provided by Slice, you can be in this business for yourself, but not by yourself.
I have high expectations of like my staff and my crew, and I can't ask that of them if I can't relate to it and like do it myself.
Yeah.
And so, and not expect, you know, if everyone was me, then I wouldn't have anybody, you know, helping me operate. You know, it's like you can't, not everyone can get everything done that you can get done, but like, you know, managing and understanding, you know, how to lean on the people you got and where their strengths are and whatnot is, you know, it's a hands-on thing. It's understanding, like working with them and, you know, managing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of harder than cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the most fun. Well, because you're so unimportant, you know, like we were talking about, I mean, like as a parent, you know, as, you know, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, you got a 4-year-old, like you already know that like you don't matter and you're not important, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't even remember who I was anymore, like barely, you know? It's like me and my wife got date night and we're like, all right, this is cool. But like when we used to have date night, we would go, you know, when we were in LA, like we would go to, you know, go out and get cocktails at, you know, the Village Idiot and day drink during the day and then go, you know, go to Connie and Ted's and get like clam strips and like that New England, like New Bedford sea scallop and then go get dessert or go play pool at Barney's Beanery and shit and just, you know,
it's a
fucking awesome days of just like going out and drinking and having no money and stuff like that. And, you know, now I don't recognize that person at all. And so being a parent in that, but also being a business owner and like everybody else's, you know, time off requests, issues, problems, whatever, taking precedence over, you know, you and your needs is, it's not the most fun in the world for sure.
Yeah, well, you take on a lot. I would never call like the team like children or anything because I think that's demeaning.
No,
there's
for sure.
There's owners I've heard use that term and
no,
like, but when you are providing a paycheck to somebody and they're also trying to have a life.
Exactly.
Like there is a lot of energy that you are taking on because they need to get time off or like they need to change their schedule because they're going to go back to school or like they need more money because prices are raising in Portland or Los Angeles. And so it's like on top of being a dad or a husband or whatever, taking care of a parent, that's a lot.
For sure.
That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, for sure. And like totally, it's really important. And like, as a, you know, as an owner and as someone who, you know, wants continuity and wants people that, you know, want to stay and work with you and grow with you, which we've had really good luck with. We've got a really good crew and stuff. You have to respect and appreciate that, like, everyone has a life outside of here, and that's the goal, you know? It's to provide for what you're doing out there and to have that balance and to strike that. And, you know, you got to find a way to sort of manage what you got going on and take care of people and you know, understand that we're all here to do, the things we're doing outside of here a lot of the time. But while we're here, we're a family, and we like what we do, and we try to have a good time doing it.
Yeah. No, I think that what you just said, it took me a really long time early on in my career, especially like early ownership and like how much time I was putting into the business, that I forgot that people had a life outside of the business because I was in it so much.
Yeah.
So like I'm there 12 to 14 hours a day. I lost myself in the business, and doing that, I couldn't even see past my own nose because like I wasn't taking care of myself. So it was really easy to not have a boundary for other people.
Yeah.
So it was like, how dare they do this? Or somebody said this, and like, it means they don't care about this. And it was like, there was no fucking thinking straight because I was so in it that like I couldn't even see real life. And I've worked for somebody like that. It took COVID and having a kid for me to pull my head out of my ass to realize that like, yo, there is life outside of this, and leading a team is about taking a step back so you can allow growth within inside of your team, and then like you need to live your life because like this is a job, and like I talk to a lot of people that love their job. I think that's the lucky thing for us is we love what we do, and not everyone has that. I think it's one of the most special things in life because you spend so much time at work, more time with these people than you do with your own family sometimes. Yeah. And that's something that's really special to be able to have that and have that passion. Yeah. But like that work-life balance, and then understanding that like it is about what's outside these doors for other people. You know, and respecting those boundaries.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
One of the craziest things I think I've ever seen out of all of these episodes that I've ever done or gone into another person's pizza shop is you have two ovens, not for two different styles, but but just to make things harder for yourself. So you have a pizza master that you start your pies in, and then you put it in a wood burning oven. Yeah. To get like this New Haven effect. Was this something that you like came up with in your brain? You're like, you know what? How can I make this harder on my team, on myself? Yeah. Was this always the plan?
It was the plan pretty quickly, not always. So I started as that outside pop-up, and when you think and then you look back and you're like, what the fuck was I doing? That was that for sure. Like I still was making a good enough product where like people were like into it, but like it was massively inefficient, and I wasn't achieving like the results I wanted. And I don't even know if you can. I mean, like for me, it was really important to bring Beats to Portland because like that's what I wanted, that's what I missed, and COVID was such a time where it's like you really lean into like the nostalgia and like the what makes you comfortable and what makes you happy. And so for me, one, pizza was working. Like I've been a chef, and all over LA, and I can cook a lot of different stuff, but pizza was working. I love making pies. It made a lot of sense. And then no one was doing New Haven beats out here, and that's what I grew up eating. I mean, I grew up going to Pepe's, and Pepe's is, it's a 15-ton coal oven. And so, one, I don't know if like you can even burn coal ovens out here.
No, dude, I think Portland's trying to get rid of wood fire.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But like, two, it's like you fucking build a coal oven and then you put like 4 walls around. Like that shit is, that's not possible, right? And so I'm trying to achieve something and I'm not fully achieving it. And even if I were to achieve it fully in wood, I would put out like, 2 pies every like 10 minutes or whatever. It was like, there's no growth in the business doing that. And so the idea behind like coal and like doing a lot of the research and studies, is it can provide really hot infrared, sort of that infrared heat where like you can burn a really dry, high temperature for a long period of time, but you don't have like the flame of wood that's leoparding your pie before it's done. And so the deck to wood sort of combo really recreates that process for me, where I can extend the bake life really set that pie and get that, well-baked, crispy, charred pie. And the wood gives it a little bit of that flavor and the moisture that you would get in that sort of gritty, sort of oily, sort of bottom that, you want to taste a little bit of that soot on the, like those 120-year-old, 150-year-old coal ovens, like you taste the oven in each bite. It's fucking but it's fucking
you taste
good.
The cancer. It's
you
good.
I mean, that shit is fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've expanded and grown, and I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been back in like 8 or 10 years or whatever, but like you go, to Pepe's and to the original location, you sit down and you taste the oven, and it's flavor. It's good. And so, the deck oven doesn't necessarily give you that, and the wood really provides a lot of that finishing, setting of the bottom and the charring on top, and sort of just takes it home. And so it's a fucking terrible business model, but it gets me pretty close to what I want.
Well, we were talking like right before the pod about like kind of like New Haven style pizza and like maybe what kind of grain or flour they're using, or like if that tradition. Obviously, yours is like very much a tribute to that kind of pizza, but is probably different depending on your ingredients and obviously the way that you're fucking cooking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I will meet. There's probably other people that are using 2 ovens.
No, I don't think so. It's dumb. I mean, like we make a great product, but like from a business standpoint, it's stupid.
Yeah,
it's
but
expensive.
I mean,
it's stupid, but like, I don't know. It's like our thing. It's our signature, and I'm a fucking, a gabados, a hard-headed individual. And so once I do something I know that works, I'm into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like there's magic and. There's magic in that because it's the way that you do it. It's the way that you like it. It's like learning about like how an artist would write their songs. And it's like, that's like a fucking weird process, but it's like, well, the songs are really great. And I mean, I haven't had the pizza. Bread was incredible. But I mean, I usually say this, like you can look at a picture of a pizza and like when somebody has a caramelized crust or there's a lot of color, the cheese is melted, like, I mean, you know what you're doing. It seems to be working. Yeah. People seem to love it.
Yeah. We've been lucky for sure. I mean, people, we've got faithful and people come out and support us, and we do good business for sure. And I mean, I'm proud of the product we put out. There's always like, if I'm working the oven versus someone else, there's always like a slight variance. And also like with a Beats, there's sort of like I hate the word education standpoint, but there is a learning curve for like people who didn't grow up eating that. And so like the amount of like, I don't respond to any Google or Yelp reviews or anything. It's just something like good or bad. I'm not going to give it the energy. I appreciate, the people that give us good reviews, because people do look at that shit and come, but I just don't give it the energy because I just think it's a shitty way to like, discover a business and whatnot. But like, one of the biggest things that people say is that like we burned the pizza's burned, or the things like that. It's like, no, it's charred. We bake our pies really well. Like if you want like a light bake, sure, we're happy to do it for you, but like a Beats is like a well baked fucking pie, like if I'm taking a pizza out of the oven, I'll take it out with my bare hands and hold it up like this, and it's not going to fall. Like that's what I want. Yeah. That's that's sexy for me, for sure.
And that's what you're trying to make.
Yeah.
The minute you start baking a pie lightly baked, it's no longer a DIMO'S pie though.
Yeah. I mean, it's still fucking good. And like I'm not gonna like, there's certain things I don't do, but like if you're coming to my business and you want to spend money, like I'm gonna take care of you and I'm gonna make you happy. Like hospitality is number one. You can go to a place and the food's great, but you have shitty service interaction and the food tastes like shit. Yep. So like, one, you're here to spend your money. You work hard for that money. I'm going to make sure that you have a good time. And so if you want a light bake, or if you want, me to bake it the whole way in the deck oven, as long as you tell me, we'll try and make it happen. Is it how I desire for you to try my pie for the first time? No. I also don't want you to try my first time, taking it to go on Uber Eats or whatever, because that, it's like, I mean, it's necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big part of the business and whatnot. But like, I want you to, if you've never been here before, I want you to have like a cheese pie, and I want you to sit down and have a bite, you know, and eat it here, because it's a totally different experience, and you understand what we're going for and, you know, what we're looking to achieve. I take my pizza home all the time. It's great. I mean, I'm happy with it, but it's not like it was fresh out of the oven.
Yeah,
you know?
there's no comparison to any pizza.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a New Haven or a Connecticut style or New York style or definitely Neapolitan.
Yeah,
Neapolitan needs
Neapolitan,
to drop
it's
on a
like-
table and you need to take a bite.
You're kind of an asshole if you're taking Neapolitan to go. You know, like you're a dick.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's the magic in like the first 90 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not what we're going for. Like we need to, you know, you need to be able to take this pie to go for sure. And I need to still be able to stand behind it. But first timer, come on.
Do you find it as crazy as I do that we put the best ingredients in our pizza, our dough, our cheese, toppings, fresh produce, and then we put pencil shavings on our tables called red chili flakes? What is a red chili flake? We found out about Flatiron premium pepper flakes from a customer who actually brought us some. We were putting it on every slice we ate. It was gold. We were like searching for it like addicts in the back, just like, ooh, where's the Flatiron? Where's the Flatiron? There is no going back. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. The 4-pepper blend, which is actually the blend we have on every table at Hot Tongue, definitely has a higher heat level, and I'm a heat guy, if you know what I'm saying. It has the arbol, the jalapeno, the ghost, and the habanero. Spicy. They are liberating pizzerias from low-quality pepper flakes. Flatiron pepper, you are going to know the difference. In here, real peppers from Italy. Let's go. Head to flatironpepper.com right now. Use the code PIE2PIE at checkout. That's PIE, number 2, PIE at checkout. And any order over $25 is going to get you a bottle free of the sweet heat. Put that sweet heat in your cart, and any order over $25, that baby's gonna be free. Do not miss this chance to upgrade your pepper game. Head to flatironpepper.com right now and join the Pepper Flake revolution. Are you cooking 16-inch pizzas?
18.
They're 18s.
18, and then for in-house, we also do 12-inch that are actually more like 14. We
Okay.
don't want to disappoint people, so make it bigger.
How many 18s fit in that bad boy?
So,
I'm pointing
I
at the
mean,
wood fire oven.
if I'm work 3 or 4 at a time.
And that's a
but
933 Pizza Master?
yeah, and so in the Pizza Master we can get about, I don't know. I mean, at any given time we don't really want more than like 12 to 14 between all the decks, just so we can sort of let each spot recover as we're rotating it out. But I mean, it says you can fit 6 in a deck, but I think that's kind of
There's no way.
That's bullshit.
You can
That's
barely
what it
kind of
says
fit
on like
4.
the spec sheet.
Yeah,
But
I know.
You gotta like fucking crisscross them.
We do a triangle just so you can go back and forth.
Yeah,
So it's like 3 in each deck.
we do like top deck, middle deck on right side, or sorry, left side, top, middle, bottom, middle of the top, middle, and middle bottom, and then so we rotate, and so that way they all sort of get a little bit more recovery time as you're pulling them out and then launching new ones.
Yeah.
But also, that's the nice thing about the wood oven. Like, if you're getting crushed and this thing is, doesn't have enough, these things recover great. But, if you're getting crushed and you're opening and closing, like, you're not going to get enough recovery time a lot of the time. And so a really good, wood oven operator knows how to adjust their temps and their flame and whatnot to sort of support how the pies are coming to them.
Yeah.
And to move that along. And so it's, it's got its benefits too.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So,
Do you ever get assholes in here that are like, where's the coal oven? This ain't a Beats.
yeah. Well, like, yeah. I mean,
How dare you
dude,
call
we did,
yourself a Beats?
I mean, we've got our East Coast loyal, and I love it. And a lot of I'm an Italian Jew, and we're outgoing, boisterous. We want people to know where we're from, sort of situation. We did we were making Kaisers and doing bacon, egg, and cheese and pork roll, egg, and cheese pop-ups and stuff like that. We were
Nice,
calling
dude.
it DIMO'S SPK. And that brought out like all of the East Coast. I'm from Philly, and you'd never put ketchup on the bacon, egg, and it's not pork roll. It's Taylor egg and it's Taylor ham. And it's like, it's just eat it. You're here. You want it. You're in line. You waited 25 minutes for it. Thank you for your business.
Sometimes
but
I just waited 25 minutes to tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that's why
I
they
don't
came.
need your opinion on
like, I got
pork
my
roll
opinion in,
versus
let's
Taylor
go.
ham.
Yeah.
I do, like, if you don't want ketchup on it, say no ketchup. Don't like tell me the rules of eating an egg sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get those people for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, thank you for your business. I love you guys.
Dude, I didn't even know what fucking pork roll was until like last year.
It's just like fucking salty breakfast bologna.
Yeah,
you know.
my wife took me to some spot in South Jersey, and it was pretty good. It was wrapped
it's
in
pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was good.
I prefer bacon.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, it did the job.
Yeah.
Have you ever had scrapple?
No.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's
That's
like
a South Jersey delicacy,
Yeah.
dude. Have you had it, Matt?
it's like forced meat.
It's like
jelly.
Yeah, it's like
fucking-
with some bread in it. I don't know, like the consistency's like pudding, but it's like every part of an animal.
You like crisp it up on the flat top, and
it's got to be crisp.
something-
If it's not crisp, it's like eating meat oatmeal.
oof.
Yeah.
Sounds rough.
I don't know.
Spam's pretty good sometimes. I don't do like the spam and egg stuff, but it's not bad.
I don't even know if I've had spam.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I remember like growing up as a kid, like it was always like we're like spam. That's crazy, man. Meat in a can.
Yeah.
But then like we all wore spam shirts.
Yeah.
You remember those?
I was just in Hawaii with the family, and so like we were having like masubis and shit. I'm like, spam's pretty good. I'm not gonna fucking put it on a pizza, but it's pretty good.
Are you like a traditionalist in that way, where like
Yeah.
you're like that doesn't belong on pizza, dude?
I mean, yes
No
and
ranch.
no. Like, I mean, I did, like in LA, Justa, Gelino, like they make beautiful seasonal
Justa.
pies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And so like that definitely changed, my outlook on what a pie is and can be. But like, there's still shit that I'm like not into and don't want to like represent, like I don't like fucking pineapple on pizza. I'm not going to do it. But
Yeah.
but like I didn't sell ranch for the longest time. Now we make a really good homemade like Green Goddess ranch, and we sell the fuck out of it. And so it's like,
You
why
always
don't
will. Why wouldn't
why
you fucking
don't
sell
I
ranch?
want to sell ranch? It's
don't know.
people
Do you
like
hate
it.
money?
It's delicious. Yeah, exactly. It's like there's some shit where it's like I think I've grown up a lot where like especially like with my first restaurant in West Hollywood, like there's a lot of reasons it wasn't successful that were way outside my control, like, recognizing good people and being able to give them a raise. Like I wasn't allowed to do shit like that, or seasonally putting on items. Like it was like a board of directors every time I wanted to do a tasting with like a seasonal thing, and then shit would go out of season. But also like there was so much ego of like, I had like a fucking harissa chicken on the menu, and then a whole crispy fish with a Tide bird chili vinaigrette, and then I was doing Italian pizzas and pastas, and it's like, there was a lot of like trying to show people that I could do everything, and that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's not important, and that was a lot of ego, and it was dumb. The food was good, but it didn't make sense.
Was
But
that
like
the main?
sell fucking ranch, I guess, is my long run on sentence. Is like if it makes money and people want it and it makes sense, like even if it's not how I'm gonna eat my pie, like totally go for it.
Well, what was the biggest? Because we talked about this a little bit off camera too. Is like were you running a restaurant, or did you part owner, or were you did you own it?
I was like I didn't own it, but everything about it was me.
Yeah.
Like I designed the kitchen, I cleaned, I fucking scrubbed all the floors and the walk-ins and trained and hired all the staff and costed everything. And the concept was all, every aspect of it was mine, and I lived and breathed it. And
What do you think the main reason for that closing was?
I mean, it was a lot of, I left before it closed, but I definitely saw the writing on the wall. But it was really, the ownership and stuff was not ideal for me, and just the way, you know, running and operating a successful business is already like pushing a boulder up a hill. But when someone's pushing the boulder down the hill while you're trying to push it up, it's just like this ain't gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. That boulder's heavy enough.
It's fucking heavy as shit. And I'm strong, and I'm down to work 18, 20-hour days or whatever if I have to. Like I did that on my birthday when we first opened. Like my sous chef had like food poisoning, and I was supposed to, you know, try and not, you know, and I literally was there at like 4 a.m. and left at like midnight. And that was, so it wasn't like the hard work. It was trying to do everything, not understanding costs and like, you know, a menu mix, and listening to what the guests are telling you is really important as well. And just, you know, you gotta not make it about yourself.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot. Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself living in Portland?
Not totally. A little bit. I mean, my brother went to U of O, and so he met his wife here, and then started a family out here. And my grandpa was always out here. He lived in Vancouver.
Shout out Vancouver, dude.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time out there.
Yeah.
I got cousins.
And,
Devin, Kristen, Ryan, what's up?
Yeah. Totally. What's up?
Yeah.
My mom moved out once my brother had his kid. And I was in LA, and, you know, that process was really hard with that restaurant, and I was super burnt out and felt like defeated a little bit. And so being close to family, you know, just getting married and wanting to, you know, be able to afford life and buy a house and all that. And so this felt like we visited and loved it many, many times. And so it felt like a good space.
So you had family out here, and how did that job opportunity to come cook for Chef's Table?
Oh yeah, that was just like I was being
Were you looking for that job?
Recruited.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I was looking to come out to Portland, and so like that came up, but I was also being recruited to be like the exec chef over at Delfina and SF. Yeah. And I was like, I'm trying to leave LA. I'm not trying to go spend more money, you know,
living in SF.
I love SF,
Yeah.
but like that's not how I'm going to start a life. So I took a pay cut, and it was cheaper to live out here. And, you know, in Venice, like a 800 square foot bungalow is like $2.5 million, you know? And so I was able to, you know, get a house for, 3,000 square feet on a quarter acre for like $380,000.
Damn.
Which, I mean, my dad still helped me with the down payment. Like, I don't know how a lot of people are able to do that shit without having like some sort of help.
I think mostly help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, a down payment on $380,000, you know, $20,000 goes a lot farther here than it would in LA. They will give you like a piece of cheese.
A regular house, like just a regular house, like say in Glassell Park, which is like not the nicest of neighborhoods. I love it. I love my neighborhood, but it's nothing like crazy. But you're looking at like a two bedroom, $1.2 million. Yeah. You know, and then a down payment on that is crazy. You're not going to get that. No. I don't think I know one person who owns a house that probably didn't have help from somebody.
Yeah. You need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you need it for sure.
Well, I asked Darby about this from Pizza Thief because he lived in LA too. When you actually finally left Los Angeles, was there like a weight off of your shoulder? Did you feel like, man, because I feel like the city has a certain energy that like that makes things like feel a little harder. Yeah. Like the hustle and the grind and like just how much shit is fucking coming at you.
For sure.
And how terrible they make it to run a business out there. And like, I have this idea of maybe what it would be like if I ever left Los Angeles. Yeah. Like, did you feel better being out here? Did you know it was the right decision right away?
It was not right away. I mean, I definitely felt better. Like little things like driving, you know, like just going to Hood River, and it's like 40 miles away, and it's like it takes you like 45 minutes. Yeah. If you drive 40 miles in LA, you're like you're fucked. That's
It's like two and a half hours to
3 hours.
To Anaheim.
I mean, I did my bachelor party in Big Bear, and it like we just got rocked in traffic, and
Well,
it was like a 5-hour fucking event, and it was like we were all just like beat by the time we got
like,
there
"This
in the
fucking
cabin.
sucks."
Yeah.
Well, that
I mean, still
drive
had a
up
good
there
time,
is
but-
insane. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was really nice. Like, you know, just like how, I mean, breathing the fresh air, like getting off the plane and you're like, oh, this is what air feels like sometimes is, that was cool. And then, yeah, I mean, it was just a little easier. People are okay not like being loaded and living comfortably, you know?
Yeah.
But that also comes with like, people are okay like not working as hard. Like I fucking miss kitchens in LA. Like my wife is Mexican. I've grown up like just working in kitchens. My mom owned a restaurant forever. Like I miss like Puebla and Oaxacan like kitchen culture. Those guys are awesome. I love that like listening to music and just fucking going, and like that's where I'm happiest and like love. And so that sort of just culture in general, I miss a little bit. There's not that much, you know, as much diversity out here, and like, yeah, I don't know. That was like, so the kitchen culture was a little bit of a shock out here. Like when I first took over the catering, there was all sorts of shit that I was like, what the fuck are they? Like their canned tomatoes. It was like we use
Santa sauce.
we use Alta Cucinas here, but like in LA, like I used, you know, Bianco de Napoli's and de Napoli tomatoes and stuff like that. And but so I got there, and they had Hunt's like tomatoes in the kitchen.
Well, hell yeah, dude.
And they were like $40 a case.
Yeah.
For like gross Hunt's tomatoes, and I was like, what the fuck? Why are you guys using this? And I was just like dumbfounded that like some of the product that they were spending a lot of money on, they were bringing in, because it's like you can get way better shit for, you know, and instantly your food tastes better.
Yeah.
You know? And then the owner like sets me aside. They're like, you know, maybe be a little bit more sensitive to like the tomatoes that we use and things like that. Like people, you know, feel good about this. And like, I'm like, people are like, if someone doesn't like the way I'm saying something, like just fucking tell me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to the owner of the company and talking shit about me not liking the fucking tomatoes? Did you make them?
Yeah.
Like, it was really weird, like the passive aggressive sort of like, I'm very much like, let's just talk shit out.
Yeah.
I don't like to let things fester. Like,
yeah.
I'm super understanding and super approachable, and I appreciate everyone's inputs and thoughts, but like I'm not ever going home and like trying to think about you and read your mind.
Yeah.
So like the whole like people talking shit behind my back about like trivial shit, like me not liking tomatoes we use, that was fucking weird, transitionally coming out here. But overall, I mean, I love being out here for sure.
If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show. I think that's like, you hit two things that like me and my wife talk about, just because like the biggest thing for us is we have a family now, a family that we want to grow. And like ideally the next step is like a mortgage or like building a house. Like real estate is really the only thing that continues to maintain value. You can pull money out of it, especially like we've spent anything we could have had for as far as a house got dumped into a restaurant or some other thing. But it just doesn't feel like it's a reality anymore in Los Angeles, unless like middle income to buy a house is like almost $500,000 for your household income.
Yeah,
you know, to be able to make it. But then it's like,
and the interest rates on top of that,
7%. Yeah, it's like 7-8%. But it's like, It is energy, and every time like every time we go somewhere, we eat out a lot. It's like our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like you cannot beat a lot of food in Los Angeles. It's
I miss
abundant and it's everywhere, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't really even have to know where to go.
No. Well, the thing with LA that I sort of talk about a little bit, like when people are comparing LA and Portland, is like LA fucking hits on like the cheap, delicious, Leo's tacos, or just cheaper, hole in the wall, really good, fun, Tide, whatever, and the really expensive bougie ass nights out and date night and cocktails. The middle is where you kind of get fucked in LA, is where like people are trying to act like their shit's delicious and you still go out and spend like $150 and you got kind of like a bullshit meal.
Yes.
Whereas Portland, like that middle is like where we thrive. Like you're not gonna go out and have like a beautiful, like amazing fucking service, 5-star, there's a couple spots, but that's not really like the bread and butter of Portland. And you're also not really gonna go out and get like delicious, dollar tacos or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but that middle ground of price point is, I think, Portland hits really, really well.
Yeah.
And so like if you understand sort of the expectations and the casual nature a lot of the time of like dining out in Portland and what to go, and also like our wine, like you can get great fucking wine, like great glass of wine for like 10 or 12 bucks.
Yeah,
and
that's nice.
And in LA, you're going to get that same glass for like 18, 19 bucks.
Easily. Yeah.
We've got really, really awesome like wine vendors and wine, like the imports and exports, and then also local, Willamette Valley and stuff like that. And the beer as well. Like we've got great beer. So you can go out and eat and drink really well for a very affordable price and also not pay taxes on it, which is great. So
oh yeah, dude,
you
I
spend
forgot
80
about
bucks,
that.
You spend $80, the bill's $80. It's not $88 or whatever.
How the fuck does that work? Like,
So nice.
Like, where else are you guys getting fucked?
We're definitely getting fucked in a lot
Somewhere
of
else,
places for sure.
But I remember we used to come down here because like I said, I was born in Seattle. We'd come down here and like buy shoes at the Nike outlet.
Yeah.
Because like there was no tax.
Yeah,
but I
sick.
don't understand, like they got to be getting that money from Oregonians somehow.
Dude, my whole outfit, my whole like wardrobe is like Adidas employee store pass, 50% off. Let's go.
That's what's up.
Twice a year, just drop a lot of money and then I'm good.
Just see you out here only wearing Adidas tracksuits.
Just looking like looking like James Gandolfini out here or something. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
sure.
that's like a sick vibe, especially for like a deli owner. Like,
Yeah.
you just fucking pull up with just like sunglasses on and your full fucking Adidas
Just wearing a
tracksuit.
wife beater
Yeah.
and just a little like
Hey,
a
I'll
horn
take
of
a
plenty
prosciutto.
chain.
Give me a prosciutto
Yeah.
cappuccino.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
okay. I'll lean into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said the timeline over there. So you have DIMO'S, which is
DIMO'S APIZZA. Yeah.
is the pizza restaurant, but we got a deli, a bar. You're gonna do a
Deli,
supper
market
club.
bar,
Now,
yeah.
is this something that like you've always wanted? Or is this something you envisioned when the space opened up, or is this like a long time dream?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of both. Like I touched on, like pizza. I love pizza. If I got to work the line forever, like I'm happy to be stretching pies. But like I was a chef in LA for 10 years, and I've worked for really great chefs. My mom was a CIA Hyde Park trained chef for 15 years. Like I grew up in her restaurant in Connecticut. I love cooking. I love creating. That's where I feel happy. And I also love playing into the nostalgia of what I grew up doing, and like it's worked here, and leaning into that. So I really do miss, East Coast Italian delis. And whether your go-to sandwich order is, chicken cutlet, lettuce, tomato, onion, and Swiss on a sesame baguette, you can get that shit over here. You can get one of our specialty sandwiches. And the stuff that I did in LA with Justa, like roast, cured fish, cured meats, like roasting all of our, making all my own, charcuterie and some cheese and pickles and sauces and ferments. I just miss doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I also see that there's a need for it. And it's sort of like a sibling concept to what we're doing over here. Creatively, it opens me up a little bit. Like I'm, ever since doing pizza, I've sort of become more of a baker as well. And I love bread and I love baking. And I feel really at home doing that. And so leaning into the things I love, fresh pastas, fresh baked breads, really great, sandwiches, sort of like traditional, unfucked with a little bit, like leaning into tradition. I don't need to show you that like I can, invent a new pasta or like, I made the carbonara better. It's like, no, I just want to make you a really good fucking carbonara the way it's supposed to be, or really good, like cacio e pepe is 2 ingredients for a fucking reason, because when you use when you have pecorino and black pepper and you use pasta and you follow the methods and the timing of everything, it's kind of magic when you eat it. And so leaning into tradition and, I don't know, just like serving like restrained, refined food that I'm proud of, that makes me feel good, is sort of the goal there.
I mean, you said it's a month out. I've been through a build out as
fucking why?
And
why?
I was like, this
fuck
guy's
did I
lying.
do
Dude.
it?
There's no way he's out. This is at least 2 months out.
No.
But it seems like there's a lot to do. But I can see it. I can envision it. It's going to be a very special space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the grown-up. It's like a grown-up sibling to hear. Like if your kids are running around, and we got pictures of kids' drawings of
Those
pizza
are coming
drawings and all
down.
that.
That's going to be the wall.
Next door.
That thing is
we gotta
ripped.
relocate some of those for sure. But next door is going to be like your date night, like sort of more like refined spot.
To me, like the concept of, I mean, it's genius to be able to have this opportunity, because you essentially get to run 2 kind of spaces with the same kitchen. There's Pizza Thief is doing it. They have that bar that's connected to the slice shop, but they can curate a different vibe. They can put the alcohol first. They can still sell the pizza, and it's not an illusion. It's a separate space, but to have it be connected. And you said something before we started filming too that was like, I don't need another place to go. Like I don't need to open up another one of these. Like you're essentially getting to open up a second concept right next to this one. Like there's no better way to do it. And then to be able to use your same liquor license to push alcohol sales. Like this
definitely want to sell more alcohol.
Win-win to your boy over here.
You've done build outs, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
It's not a fucking win-win. I mean,
there is no winner except the
I don't
general
know
contractor.
what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Like I got a good thing here.
I know what's wrong with you.
Fucking,
you got the itch.
You know what it is with build outs is like everyone tells you everything you want to hear, and you know what's true, and like what's realistic, and then you have a number of like, all right, but realistically, like worst case scenario, it's this, and then like it's not. That's not, worst case scenario is like best case scenario.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's all just like people not being fucking honest, or just being like way less good at what they do than they tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, I mean, I've got some shit with my landlords that sucks like right now as well. Like they owe me a bunch of TI and they're not paying up and shit like that, which
That's
really
not good.
fucking sucks. And so I'm shouldering a lot more of the financial burden than I had planned on doing. But like I probably wouldn't have, I'm fucking so stoked and it's gotta work and it's gonna be great, but like probably wouldn't have done it knowing what I know now, because it's just like a year of this, like it takes everything out of you and it's really fucking hard and it's not what you expected and not really what you ever told. Like it's what you wanted, but it's, it's coming at a cost that you didn't want. But yeah, everything's fine. It's gonna be great.
I feel like that's part of this like the whole thing of like how build outs happen though. Like they have to overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
Like I said so many times when Hot Tongue was under construction, like, and when it was getting closer, I would tell my wife like, yo, if like they said that this was like, we never would have done any of this, but like maybe that's the point. Like if I had known from the beginning that it was going to be this shitty 6 months in, 8 months in, 9 months in, I never would have done it.
Yeah.
So like it's like showing you exactly all the pain and struggle that you're going to go through. Of course, you're going to say, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's part of the process of like just totally getting fucked over in so many different ways that you have to go through. Dude, I know that when I do my next build out, it's like having the first kid. Like the second one, it's like, it's going to be okay. Like this is normal.
Well,
This is a flu. This is very scary, but it's gonna be okay. Like everything with my first kid, I know that the second one, we're not gonna wait so long to like, all the things that we were so protective about, and that's like going through that first build out. I know for a fact I'll probably still be.
You want me to tell you something?
Yeah, tell me something.
You don't know. Yeah, it's not true.
No?
It's gonna be a whole new fucking thing. It's gonna be a whole new set of problems. It's like you thinking you know shit with having one kid. It's
I'm like figured it out.
When you have two kids, it's fucking gone. Because guess what? You and your wife are now two single parents taking care of each individual kid. Then this kid is not the same as the other one. It's like. You had an easy baby the first time or whatever. Now this one just decides it's going to fucking cry all night long. Yeah. Or maybe it's an angel. And then one day it's like it starts learning how to walk. And then all of a sudden she just is like biting your nipple off every day for fun and smiling. Like, and I'm obsessed with my kids. They're the best thing that's ever happened to me and all that. But like, I like having two is so much different than having one. Yeah. It's just because like there's a divide and conquer sort of mentality of it. There's a learning curve because every kid is different. And then also your kid that you know well and is like, like my 4-year-old is like, he's a brother now. So he's different and he's not getting all of the attention that he wants. So he's going to start doing shit that he hasn't done before and, smearing his poop on walls all of a sudden or something like that, And so it's like, all I'm saying is that,
I get that. Listen, we have all of our friends have
prepared to not know more.
But I think that's maybe the point is I won't be as scared.
Totally.
With whether like poop is getting smeared, like whether a kid's biting me. Yeah. Like I guess what I will have learned with a second kid or a second build out is it's gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's like, I like how to handle it.
I like that.
And knowing that this too will pass.
Yeah.
It's gonna get done. Sure. This kid's gonna grow up fine. Just show up, love them, be present. Don't let that build out fucking ruin your life.
Yeah. Can you like save a clip of that little thing and I can replay it every day? Because I need that. I need that reminder right now.
Well, if there's one thing I'm like, I hope that this podcast does for people is scare the shit out of them to do a build out. This is like really all this is for me.
This is the don't fucking do it podcast.
This is scared straight.
Yeah.
This is scared straight for a build out. People just don't know what they're getting into. You don't know what you don't know. I've been using Karen Spring flour for years now. It's been a complete game changer. It comes from an incredible mill in Washington State where they stone mill regeneratively grown grains into some of the most flavorful flour I've ever worked with. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things. You can feel it the second you open the bag. It's not your average flour. It has color. Do you ever look at a white dough ball? A white dough ball makes no sense. Grain is not white. Open up a bag of Karen Springs and take a look at Mother Earth. Karen Spring operates a social purpose corporation. Legally, they're prioritizing impact over profit. That's pretty powerful. Whether it's your main flour or you want to just blend it, using Karen Springs is going to introduce new flavors you've never tasted before. It helps reshape the food system one bake at a time. We choose Karen Springs because we believe that great ingredients are not just a tagline, it's a commitment. And yes, it does cost more, but like anything worth doing, you get what you pay for. Our dough program is the foundation of what we sell. It's my calling card, and it starts with great grain. Be part of something better. Really use the best ingredients. Karen Springs isn't just flour. It's a belief in the makers, the millers, and the movement. Use code PIE2PIE for 15% off your first order at karenspring.com.
There's so many like second gen spaces. Like hit that second gen space mark. You already have the infrastructure. There's already like shit that was there that you just won't have. Like you can modify And then again, like maybe, don't do everything that you have your heart's desire to do, but figure out a space in a location that makes sense and you can do 80% of it.
Yeah.
And I think the second gen spaces are really like the way to go because like there's so many places already. Like, I mean, I'm doing this, over here, and this wasn't, a second gen space. So I'm, I'm spending way more money on things that like I could have, not spent money on that someone already spent their money on, and they just didn't make it. And so now you just got to pick up rent and negotiate a little bit of TIs and then, slap some lipstick. But I think that's the way to go, honestly, is like find something that makes 75%, sense.
Yeah.
And then, figure it out from there.
I couldn't agree more with that. Find the second gen,
Yeah.
get open, start
Get
doing
open.
what matters, and that's selling
Yeah.
pizza, and then figure out all the other shit.
And let the guests tell you what they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, before we end this thing, you want to play a little game called Overrated, Underrated?
Sure. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What is like your fucking industry like pet peeve? Like, what do you fucking hate? What bugs the shit out of you? And there's probably like a gigantic list, but
Like from people in the industry, or just like
I don't
running
know.
this industry?
Just in this, yeah.
I think the biggest thing right now is just customer entitlement. Like, and I think that's always been the biggest thing. I think I have had a certain struggle throughout my career with certain people, and I think a lot of it stems from like we cater to like a lot of people, gluten-free, vegan, and there's that certain customer is usually a little bit more anal than the common one. But I'd say that like customer entitlement overall, it just the way that the public will come in and aggressively put or project their shit onto another human being, it's like really gross to watch.
Yeah.
And so it skews kind of like the idea of what a restaurant's supposed to be about sometimes, about like you're there trying to create this vibe for your community, be part of your community, you're employing people,
Totally.
but then you can
I'm not going to do everything for your dollar.
Exactly. And so it took me a while too to have boundaries with the customer where it's like you talk about Yelp reviews and stuff and like not giving them power. Like that's the same thing. It's just like, don't lose sleep over somebody. Definitely fire your customer. If somebody's acting like an asshole, just tell them, don't worry about a Yelp review or what they're going to say to their friends. If they're an asshole, they're an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get out of here. Empower your staff to be able to tell that like other people to fuck off and get out of there. It's just like not being such a slave to a dollar and understanding that this is about more than somebody's sale. Because old school, I worked in restaurants where the customer always came before anybody, and that feels like shit.
Yeah, that does feel like shit.
So assholes that do that, that you work for, people that don't treat people like people, and then customers that don't treat people like people.
Yeah. Dude, I worked for a guy in LA. I worked there for like 8 months, and it was a dope restaurant and whatever. He didn't even know my name.
Yeah.
It's like, I've worked for you for 8 months. Like, come on. So yeah, like definitely working for assholes sucks too.
Yeah, I mean, and those assholes are usually the people that like you can hear in the front of house talking about family and shit, and it's like, dude, who? This guy doesn't even know my name. I've worked here for 8 months. Yeah, like fuck your family. What about you? What's yours?
Alternatively to what you said, tip culture is kind of sucks, and the entitlement of like, like we've got a really great staff and really great service here, and servers, and we, everyone works really hard for the money and the tips that they get, and then tips are really fucking important to providing livelihood. I mean, like as a business owner, we can't give everyone everything that they desire to make it, it's just the margins are so fucking tight. But like not, the tip screen before you do everything, and just like expecting that you earned this and like the expectation as a diner, as a customer, sometimes it really sucks, especially like if you're just ordering takeout and like you don't even have an option for like 10%. It's just immediately like 18 or 20, and like someone like makes a face or whatever, and like I just guilt tip 20 or 25 regardless.
Yeah.
But like I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I just wanted to get like some stir fry or something for a really quick dinner. So I think that sucks. And then for me, you said this, so this might you might not like me for this one, but like I hate gluten-free pizza. I won't sell
no
it.
respect.
I think it's I think it's like ingenuine for a place like me and so I don't do it, but like to offer a gluten-free pie, like this is a glutinous as fuck facility.
Yeah.
And so like I don't have like a dedicated oven. And I think a lot of people that do gluten-free and whatnot, it's like, are you really? Or you kind of are, but like I'm sure you're getting some particulates up in that.
Yes.
You know, and like so I don't feel like there's a like it's a necessary thing for sure, but I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous like for me if I were to sell like a gluten-free pie. Like I'm not about it. Like there's so many other things that I can give you that are gluten-free that are fucking bomb. I'm not gonna, but I would, I don't know. It's like there's some glutens everywhere here. So
Yeah, well, I want to talk about both those things you just said. I want to start with tipping culture because that is something that pains me. I've talked about this on the pod before, but the entitlement of both parties. So the team that's like, that guy didn't fucking tip on that big ass order, and then the customer who's like, I'm gonna tip, but that was shitty service.
Yeah.
It creates this
It's
it
weird.
creates fuckery.
It's weird.
And then and
There's no good solution though.
Well, this is
Okay.
my solution.
Tell me.
But it's never going to happen because everyone would have to do it. We just fucking charge 20% extra on every fucking bill. Then we can kind of, or even maybe like everyone gets to increase their prices by 20, 25%. Customer never has to worry about tipping. There's never any weird interaction. And then you can almost pay your employees like a living wage.
Totally.
And then you just eliminate a lot of things. The reason we can't.
But is it fair, like from a guest perspective, like if a server isn't going through the steps of service, they're not bringing you water, they're not clearing your table, they're not, suggesting the wine by the glass or by the bottle, they're not doing X, Y, and Z, and you're just grabbing a pizza to go. Like, is that fair that you are paying the same amount as? But yeah, it's totally like, it's like,
Oh, then you'd have to have like pickup.
What do
and
you do,
dine,
like a 10% or whatever for pickup, and then you have two different menus, and that's fucking confusing.
Okay,
and
well, I guess you're
don't
right.
even check your hours and walk in and say, "Are you open?" when you're clearly closed.
True.
Like those people are gonna look at two different menus and call you every day and tell you what your price is.
Well, I guess that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But
yeah. But you're right.
In a fast casual,
way.
In a fast casual, so something like hot tongue. This is like we don't have like a sit down situation. There isn't this. This is full service, or is it all counter?
It's counter service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still a little fast casual, but like people are still like on deliveries, they'll tip 20%.
Yeah.
Right. I think that the main tip, like even for pickup, people are coming in and like you said, that there is no 10%. People are hitting 20%.
Yeah.
So regardless, I don't know. I think that the problem is we as owners also get fucked because you lean on this fact that the public's gonna take care of. They're like, I'm gonna always pay minimum wage because it's not really minimum wage. Yeah. They're actually making $25 an hour, but you're fucking paying them $16 an hour. So you're paying a minimum wage, but the public is paying. So like the only way is to people should be able to pay their restaurant workers more money. Yeah. And prices should be higher for what you're getting. And that's the issue because there's no career. That's why people always talk about turnover. We can't pay people a career wage to keep great people there forever. They're either going to go do their own thing, they're going to get out of the restaurant industry completely, or you just lose people.
Since 2021, I've had the privilege of consulting on projects across the country, helping operators fine-tune their dough, systems, and everything in between. I take it seriously because I know what it's like to build something from scratch. It can be terrible and lonely. Plenty of folks reach out just to talk shop, and I'm always down to share what I know. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, the next step of improving or launching your business, I offer a full menu of consulting services from dough doctoring to dialing in your systems, policies, and workflow. So head over to alexkoons.com to get in touch. Let's build something together. Better pizza for everyone.
You're scared, like you either overpay and you fuck your bottom line,
Yep.
or you underpay and you get people that aren't representing, your product well, or that aren't bought in, and then you're constantly like retraining. But also you're scared of like raising prices and alienating your guests, and so it's like on both ends you're just kind of scared and like don't really know what the right move is, because it's like a system that doesn't really make that much sense anymore.
The system is broken, man.
It's so broken.
Well, we don't have the answer today, but we'll
No.
keep working on that.
Yeah, for sure.
The second thing with gluten-free, the reason you hit it, like I don't feel like anyone should do anything that is not genuine to them. Do not fucking put something on your menu. Like, even if you fucking hate ranch, like, cool, draw the line in the sand and say, I fucking hate ranch. I'm not going to sell this. I don't like money.
Yeah.
Like, the
worst.
the gluten-free stuff or like vegan options, it's like, don't offer something that like you're going to buy frozen just to have it on your menu.
Yeah,
like that's
for
like
sure.
one thing. For me personally, I had some friends that like were gluten-free.
Yeah.
I got really into gluten-free baking for a second.
Yeah.
Like, we make our own gluten-free. I've used Caputo flour. We use a flour called Authentic. For me,
There's some crazy stuff.
as a baker, like anything I can do to fucking challenge myself, I'm very much like, I'm going to do that. Is there a shit ton of flour in the back of our area? We have a different mixer for it.
Yeah.
But like, dude, there's fucking flour all over that place. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a deathly ill celiac, like, you have some of that, you're definitely getting some gluten in there. We do our best. We only do it in pans.
Yeah.
So like, it's not touching.
For sure.
But
There's
for
ways.
me, it was about, and it is always about, when I cook, can I create something that I would eat every day?
Yeah.
And when we accomplish that, that's why we sell it.
Yeah.
And regardless, when we first opened, we only had the gluten-free square. And when you cover something with cheese and pepperoni and shit,
It's
like,
still
no one,
fucking good.
no one's the wiser.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that, gluten-free
Yeah.
pizza in a pizzeria
Yeah.
does not really make that much sense.
Yeah.
And especially
Vegan though, I fuck with like our Pizzerosa. I can eat that shit every day. Like, I love.
is it
vegan-
just a cheeseless pizza?
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's
just
the
like,
fucking
it's
best.
basically like, lots of olive oil, Sicilian oregano, shaved garlic, chili flake, a little bit of Malden salt, tomato sauce.
Well, that's a pizza. That's like
It's
something
the
I love.
best.
You're talking about like traditional ingredients and like just refined simplicity. That's it.
That shit's
I
so good.
love when somebody has a pizza like that, because you can really taste
Everything.
the bottom line.
Yeah.
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 All right, let's play this game.
do
Overrated,
it.
underrated. I give you. What do I give you? I say something, you say overrated or underrated. You can tell me why you think
All
it's
right.
overrated or underrated. Or, you can just say the word. So here it is. Overrated, underrated, half and halves.
Overrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate building them, and
Yeah.
they're always the pie that I fuck up in the oven and
We
have to refire.
only do it for our classic pies.
You do
You
them.
can't. We'll do half and half for like classic pies, but like you can't get like a half mushroom, half spicy pepperoni, like whatever, because like it's two different bases. It's making two different pizzas on one. It's fucking dumb, and the bakes are uneven. Like, based on if you have a Pizzerosa that only has tomato sauce, and then you got fucking, globs of cheese and whatever on the other side.
That
It's like you're
rosa
gonna
is
have two
drying
different
out and
pizzas.
burning, yeah.
Yeah. No, fuck that.
Agreed. This was another
get two smalls.
To go back to customer entitlement. It was always the thing that I was afraid to take off the menu. We just we look in the customer's eyes
Yeah.
and say, no,
Yeah.
we do not do half and halves. Overrated, underrated, secret menu items.
Oh. Underrated?
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, we do a tomato pie here. Like, basically our rosa
Yeah.
with like grana and pecorino.
Oh, yeah,
baked
that's
on it.
classic.
Like, we don't sell it. We did it as a special like a while ago. It's not like on our menu, but we got a couple people who order it, and I'm like, you fucking know.
They know.
You're right.
That's the
and
real
also
deal.
like, California, like In-N-Out. If you don't know
Yeah.
about like
Oh.
just like animal style and
Yeah.
shit, like you're missing out.
You are.
You're fucking missing out. So I would say underrated.
All right. Overrated, underrated. Calling your pizza something other than New York style.
What?
So
I don't
like
even-
people that like it's a New York style slice, but like for a long time I'd be like, this isn't New York style, this is Los Angeles style.
Yeah. I mean,
Like giving your pizza a name to essentially as a marketing tool, but like not calling it what it is.
not rated. I don't give a fuck.
All right,
I don't care. No,
I'm gonna-
I mean
I'm gonna
everybody.
erase that one.
No,
Well, it's
I'm
like-
just
it's
kidding. But
what
like
you-
everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own personality. Dough is dough. Pizza is pizza. It's always fucking good.
Yeah.
It's like I love that you have your own take on it and whatnot. So that's great. But also like call it whatever you want.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Wise words. Overrated, underrated.
Sorry, I was rude.
No, not at all.
I know.
Overrated, underrated. It was honest, and that's what we're about here. Honesty. Reheating pizza in a skillet.
Oh, that's a good move. Underrated. Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't know, that's the best
Also,
way
if
to
you're like
reheat.
me and your oven's broken at home, that's kind of the only way.
You got a broken oven?
I'm just so many things to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The broiler works.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah.
Toast some bread.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated. Pizza robots and automation.
Overrated. Fuck that.
Have you worked with like any dough ballers or like?
Yeah, no, I've got some automation, but
Yeah.
I mean, I got stuck on robots.
Right.
Do you believe in
Fuck the robots,
Do you believe
man!
in robots? That was. Do you remember that Tenacious D album from way back? Hey. No, there's some auto. Like, dude, I got a baguette roller over there. That thing's
Yeah.
a fucking game changer. I picked up a
Dough separator?
hydraulic
Yeah.
dough divider. I
Yeah.
picked that shit up for $300 at an auction.
No
in
way.
the
That thing?
Vancouver, Washington. Dude, yeah, that's a $16,000 thing. Those online auctions are the worst because like I fucking hate them. And it gets down to like you're watching this shit and it gets down to like 30 seconds left and you're winning the bid and then someone bids on it and then it resets the clock to like another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's for like an hour and a half of your life where it goes from like $5 to $400 or $500 and like so it's fucking miserable. But yeah, dude, I got that thing for $300. It's sick.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that. So yeah, automation.
Fuck the robot.
But fuck robots.
Fuck the robots.
Yeah, no.
Automation's cool.
Grandma hands on the pies, but
Okay.
you can cut and weigh that shit for me.
Overrated or underrated Instagram pizza influencers?
Overrated.
Okay.
I just like social media is so hard for me. I don't know. It's so important, but yeah, I don't know.
It's so important.
I also
but
don't
fuck
pay.
it.
I've never paid for marketing. I've never paid for any of that stuff. I just
Yeah.
like, and the people who like DM you like, hey, I want to come to your place and promote it, and like all you got to do is like make my food, pay for my meal. It's like, just fucking come or don't. I don't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
I'm not buying you a free meal because you're like, no.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
give you a free pie if I like you because you're cool and you're my friend. But you don't have to post for me. Do that because you think my food's good.
Yeah.
I hate that
Old
shit.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Also, influencing is just the worst.
What'd you say?
Influencer, like as just the word, it's
Yeah.
just the worst.
It's a terrible
I
word.
hate it. Yeah.
Overrated, underrated Detroit pizza.
I think I'm gonna pass. I just don't have enough experience eating
Never had a
Detroit
Detroit
pie.
pizza? Come on, dude.
I've had it like once or twice here and there, but I've had a lot more like Sicilian and grandma pies and things like that. I don't know if I've ever had like sitting down at a Detroit style place eating a Detroit pie. I don't think I've ever had that experience. I feel like a weirdo, but there's so many pizza people that are like on their days off, they're going to eat pizza everywhere, and I just like
What pizza people are those, dude?
I don't know. It's fucking. There's a lot. in
Those are some
Portland.
fucking weirdos,
And I'm
dude.
not like. That's like. I want some sushi.
Yeah.
I want some fucking tacos.
Yeah.
I want some spicy Mexican shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not like going out exploring like all the styles and all the places. I mean, it looks fucking bomb as shit, but I've never been like at a Detroit style place crushing. I mean,
But you've
I don't
eaten
know.
it twice. So
I've had it
out of
twice.
those two times that you ate it,
I like-
overrated.
Yeah.
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 All right. I got it out of
But-
you. I got it out of you.
But I'm sure there's some fucking spectacular shit out there.
Yeah.
Dough, cheese, sauce, crispy edge shit. It's awesome.
That's a good explanation of Detroit style pizza right there.
Yeah.
Crispy shit. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated, pre-ferments in your daily dough.
Again, stylistic things. I would say pre-ferments a lot of the time are underrated because they're so important, with a lot of stuff. But for me, I mean, for pizza, I'm just, I don't have any pre-ferments. We just have a long fermentation, 72-hour process.
Yeah.
So, overrated for what I do, but I mean, that shit's game changer for a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
then this question is
playing
brought
both
to you.
sides.
Both sides. I mean, usually I'm giving you a lot of leeway, but you didn't answer one question. This one, you're actually saying both. That's all right.
Yeah. What about you?
For pre-ferments in your daily dough,
Yeah.
I would say it's overrated because
Yeah.
you don't need it.
Yeah.
Like I think pre-ferments became a thing like in recent years that everyone like started using, but doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with them. Like they don't understand. Like
Yeah.
even myself, I'm not the dough genius like people I've talked to, like Chadwick from Two Doughs or what's the dude from Jersey who's just like a fucking wizard. I always forget his name. Raza.
Oh, Dan Ricker.
You listen to that guy talk about dough and it's like, Jesus. Like I
Yeah.
can talk about it in a poetic way and I can understand what a Polish or a Biga or a sourdough starter is going to do. But
Yeah.
like when you start talking about the science and fundamentals of fermentation and like
a lot.
Yeah,
It's a
but
lot,
I
for
don't
sure.
think you need that. That's
No.
like the beauty of it.
I think
That's why
there's part of that like the baker community and stuff is like it's opened up a lot with like social media and things like that and whatnot. But I mean, there's like unnecessary verbiage. There's a lot of things that make it sound more intimidating than it is. It's like you just fucking dig your head into it and learn and trial and error and find out what works for you and what you like and what your preferences are and how you lean. But like if you're using all, they make it like a difficult to enter sort of by just making it sound harder than it is. And it's fucking hard.
Yeah, but it's also like people will make it harder on themselves. It's like pre-ferments is like a really high hydration.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, bro. Like you're at 80%.
Yeah.
Like why? Why are you going to like you don't need to be at 80%. You could probably get the same exact dough doing 70%. You wouldn't have a problem with mixing.
Yeah.
No one wouldn't be able to ball it. Like, but you're
sure.
the only one who can do it because no shit.
Yeah.
No one else can work with 80% dough. It's like you can make changes. It's like a weird flex.
And then you try making like old school like New York bagels and you go to like 50% hydration and that shit's hard as fuck to roll. And like,
it's the same thing. Like it's super tough. All right, this question is brought to you by Josh from Fat Natties. He really likes this question. Overrated, underrated, cutting pizza with scissors.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't know.
That's also like a flex too. It's like you instead of a pizza cutter, you pull out the scissors.
Why?
I think it's for delicate doughs.
No,
but I see the
it's-
Neapolitan cats come out with like the fucking
But like,
scissors.
if you're a guest, like, are you like, look at that, look
No.
at the aeration right in that crust, and thank God I had scissors here to view that beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know.
presentation, I guess.
It's a novelty thing. I don't fucking care about that.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Respect.
But yeah,
How often do people like
confident overrated.
confident overrated there? All right. Well, dude, maybe we should fill this silo up with water and like just it could be like I don't know.
Pool
if you
party?
Yeah, pool
Cut it
party
off
right there.
and then just
yeah.
make a little pool.
Yeah, it's like something in there.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got, dude. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
Hopefully
for
this
sure.
this conversation was good for you too. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out if I'm gonna pay for it with very overproof baguettes in a second. But
Yes,
I think we'll be all right.
definitely go check those out.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.